Hello, welcome to CLSP Politics. Sean Briscoe speaking. So today we're talking about Montana. They have a Senate seat. I believe their Senator Daines is there, and he is going to run again. Let's take a look at let's just take a quick look at Montana. It is got some blue areas, got some, and I always like, yeah, there's red areas, there's dark blue areas, but you always want to look at the areas that are kind of the white ones. They're the 50-50. They're not red, they're not blue. They're somewhere in the middle, like 48 blue, 52 red. They're in that area. And if those populations are big enough, that's actually who decides a lot of these elections. And I'll show you why that is here at the end. Demographically speaking, I'm not gonna lie, I walked into this map thinking I was gonna be a big giant red, but Montana's got quite a bit of diversity. I would imagine these are Native Americans, First Peoples, and yeah, they're around, and then they vote. So really interesting. Real quick, like and subscribe if you haven't already. You can go to my YouTube, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, or Substack. Facebook's got a PayPal you can go to if you'd like to contribute. Substack, you can become one of my monthly contributing members. In January, I'm going to start a whole program just for my paid Substack. It's going to be all about, strategy and things that will eventually come to my YouTube, but you have to be a paid member to see. And there's probably gonna be like a 2 or 3 week delay. So it's definitely worth checking out. All right, let's look at these candidates real quick. So like I said, Daines has got a big head start. 3.8 million is no joke, right? The Democrats, they're starting to raise money, or at least one of them is, but Michael Hummert, but no one's really raising a lot of money yet, or hadn't as of September. Remember, guys, the cutoff for this FEC report is September. So their new cutoff is in a few days. Everyone's probably getting a ton of emails saying the deadline is here, blah, blah, blah. Well, they aren't lying. The deadline is here. It's on the 1st. And so they're going to run into that. And then they've got like 2 weeks to get their paperwork together. The smart ones have been doing it along the way, or they'll have a firm that basically pulls their Act Blue or whatever they're using as their where most of their money goes, and then they throw also all of the bank deposits. I've done campaign finance in a campaign, and it's like a checkbook with lots of money that you don't get to have fun with. It's the worst. And so it's just all the work and none of the fun. Because like, ooh, yeah, you got to buy door hangers. Not much fun. So yeah, so they're processing all that. So their deadline's in a couple days. So if you're seeing those, and this is going out on 12/28/2025. So if you see that right now, that's why, because it is a deadline. So none of these Democrats have really raised much money as of September, a few months ago. So they've had about almost 90 days or so to figure that out. So we'll see what they can come up with. I'm sure that they will all have something. Usually everyone does by the January filing. I don't think anyone's going to come close to 3.85 million, which is what the Republican had back in September. So he could be at 4 or 4.2 or something. But what's interesting is I don't know if a lot of these guys are going to be raising all that much money from the big Republican donors. Montana's not viewed, and this is an error, Montana's not viewed as a problematic state for the Republicans. They've got bigger fish to fry. They got Georgia, they got Texas, and Texas is going to be where Republican money is just going to go in like a black hole. Texas is so expensive to run in. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, it's really expensive. And they've got a crazy primary going on. And I'm going to do a whole show on that. It's going to be nuts. Just like Texas. Anyway, so I'm not sure if Montana's going to get that much more money for the Republican. He's sitting at 3.8. It's more than enough. Because what's weird about this state is, yeah, it's an R+7, but that 7 points is only 43,000 votes. And you're like, 43,000 votes sounds like a lot. I've worked city council races with many times that number of 43,000 is nothing. 43,000 is a well-operated field program over the next 9 months. Seriously. Yeah, it's R plus 7. Like an R plus like if you did R plus 7 in Texas, that would be over 500,000 votes. That's the difference. We're talking 43,000. It's nothing. And it's my hope that somebody in the Democratic Party figures that out. But we shall see. Thanks for watching. It's one of my shorter ones. Montana's got a little bit of interesting stuff going on, but not a whole lot. I will be doing my New Year's show with Micho, and I probably do have a few interviews and things that will be coming up. I do have an interview lined up with the youngest candidate running in Texas. I can't wait for you guys to meet him. He's awesome. But we'll deal with that at another time. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.